Hey guys, this is Chase from iDub Hockey. I'm here with Belanger, product manager at Skates for CCM Hockey, hanging out here in Montreal talking about your new RibCor line. Now, before we really start talking about specs and whatnot, how would you describe maybe the fit profile and maybe what type of foot it fits best for someone who's never worn a RibCor before?
Certainly. The RibCor fit, the best way for me to explain it is a very flexible fit. And what we mean by that is the fact that the dimensions are one that are made on a narrow artificial foot when we create the skate. We want to make sure that it stays close to the foot, but the materials are very, very adaptable. Okay. So that means that if I have a slender foot and a tight heel, I'll fit in there, it'll feel very snug, it'll feel close to my foot, it'll feel high performance. But if I have maybe a medium-sized foot, a medium-sized heel, I'll slip my foot inside, and then the skate will adapt based on the fact that the materials are very flexible. So although the dimensions are more along the lines of somebody that has a narrow forefoot and a narrow heel and a narrow instep measurement, they're very, very adaptable, and somebody who's got a wider foot will be able to fit extremely well in the skate.
So technically it is a low volume skate,
That's
but
right.
Due to the construction, no matter if you have a low, medium, or high, you're going to fit well in this too.
Exactly. We like to call it our catch-all.
Okay.
It sort of guarantees that somebody is able to fit in a CCM skate if ever they don't find their proper fit in perhaps the SuperTax line or the Jet Speed line.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's hop into specs here. We're seeing some big changes in RibCor this
Absolutely.
year and some exclusions. So let's talk about why you guys removed the lace lock as well as the pump.
Absolutely. One of the things that we wanted to do is make sure that we bring the RibCor line to what we call the new age, essentially. And the pump technology, although was great to us for many years and to the Reebok brand, it was time to move away from it because now we have technology that we're really able to create high precision fits. We don't need a mechanism to pump air into the heel area in order to lock it. We're able to do that with the boot construction naturally. So what does that allow us to do? It allows us to remove the pump mechanism and basically have a perfected fit with 75 grams less in each skate. Now, just to put that in perspective, we do a ton to a skate to try to shave 10 grams usually out of it. We've now removed 75 grams. This brings the RibCor skate right up with the highest performance skates that there are right now in the marketplace.
And what about some of the more subtle updates, like what we see, the foam up top here, maybe the tongue and whatnot?
Yep, absolutely. We wanted to make sure that, again, we took technology and brought it to new age, to 2017, and that includes the specs on the inside of the skate. So that's right, we have a 3-layer tongue, which we call our Tri-Tech, used on the RibCor 70K. We have our total dry liner, wicks away moisture very, very quickly. And then on the inside of the skate, what you won't see is the ankle pads that are used at Pro. So it's an actual Pro spec that we brought into this skate specifically. Makes the skate super comfortable when you slip your foot inside. Probably the most comfortable skate on the marketplace.
Awesome, and I see some real good specs for durability in here.
Yep.
You maybe want to touch on that too. That's a nice little update.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the items is the liner. You'll see on the back end here, there's a Clarino piece, so that's a highly durable material. Makes sure that players who are wearing the skates on a regular basis are able to have basically the skate in its intact state for as long as possible.
And then just to finish this off here, so someone that's been in a 50K, I just want to reassure those skaters, this is still going to give you that same fit and feel, right?
Absolutely. So we wanted to make sure that we were true to those players who have been wearing 50Ks and 20Ks and 11Ks and so on. So those players will definitely find the fit that they're used to in this line, but what we've made sure to do is bring the skate to an age where now players who hadn't considered the RibCor line in the past now have no choice but to consider it because it's such a comfortable and awesome skate.
Awesome. So now let's hop into the other price points. You guys do a great job each year of not only improving that top line skate, but the other ones as well.
That's right.
What are a couple key upgrades we're going to find throughout the line?
So first thing to mention, there are 4 skates total in the RibCor line. So very clean line. We go straight to the price points that matter to our consumers. So you have the high-end skate, the 70K. The next one will be the 68K. And what's interesting there is that we use the same construction of boot for the 68K as you would for the 70K. So what we do is we change the specs around them a little bit, but the element that the consumer gets a lot of value for is that high-end Pro boot at the 68K price point. And then as we move to the 66K and the 64K, that's when we move to our injection boots. So still a lot of performance, a lot of support there, but just a little bit more of an affordable price point.
Well, JS, I appreciate you having me out here and filling us in on all this great info. And then for you guys at home, I'm going to check out more of these RibCor skates. Make sure you go to icewarehouse.com.